Hi, this is Sue from the Mountain Canary Company. Ed's going to talk about a restraint for your horse's leg or mule's leg when they're hurt in the backcountry. Go ahead, Ed.
Hi, folks. I was not happy with number 70 when I got to the restraint in our tool bag, and I started to tell you about it, and I realized there was so much more I could. It's a very important tool I made. We've invented this tool. It's very important and very, very useful. So I decided to go ahead and just do one on it. And here we are. Okay, what we have here is an ability to wrap a leg, tie it up without rope burn in it. You know, it's like the Hippocratic Oath, don't do any damage. So, how this works for us is, we've sewed a piece of webbing. In this case, it's polypro. It could be polypropylene, which is cheaper. It's strong enough if it's sewed down, and it's not going to be used that much, or nylon, against a piece of felt, which is 1/4 inch felt. You don't want to go too much thicker than that. It'd be hard for you to fold it around the leg, and you want to go past the webbing so that you have a rolled edge. When it comes up against it, you'll have a rolled edge up against the leg. And this then is passed around the leg. It's going to be tricky to get up next to them some cases. Even your well-trained animals aren't going to necessarily want to stand when you're hurt. So you got to get it up around the leg. You may go higher than the injury, or even at the knee. And what you do is if you can see this, okay?
Yes.
Okay, you run the smaller ring through the bigger ring, okay? Now, you notice that this tail I've got on it, which is almost 6 feet long, will come through and make a loop, okay? And that is the tool by which you will release this and not be underneath them. So this whole thing, the closest you're going to get, the most trouble you're going to have is when you put this around the leg. The next thing you can do is if you have a lead rope with a snap, you could put that right in there, or you could take, and I'll just do that, or if you're like me, you're packed with me, I would take off a lash rope. I wouldn't take off a sling rope, because these are smaller diameter ropes. If you wrap it around their leg and they get fighting it, they're going to get burned, and then you're going to have more trouble. You can put the snap around it, or you can simply take the end of a lash rope, which holds everything over the top, put it through here, tie a bowline. All right, now this is around the leg, okay? Now, this means then at that, let's let this go. It's on its own. You don't need this until you're all done. Now you can control this animal's leg with this cuff. Let me put my hand in there like the leg. With this cuff, okay? Now you can follow them all over the place with it, and you may have to. You could get, if you got lots of help, you can get somebody back or come back there and hold this back and stretch them out against where they're tied. You can take this rope up around over the neck and form a Scotch hobble, pulling the leg up in the front, because it's all trapped right here. It's not going to hurt them. And or you can put in a front leg, go over to the other side, you pull that leg up, go over to the other side, around the leg, come back down, tie it down on this side. There's all kinds of different ways. I'm not going to go into that today. And but here you go. So now we're all done with this critter, and we want to get the hell out of there. So what you do is you simply either disconnect this, because you hopefully can still get here. You get here, untie your knot, tie a bowline, tie a slip bowline. Then you just reach over here, grab the tail of this, and there's also a loop on this. If the world's so convoluted you can't get close, put another rope on this. You can step back. You can see how this is folding up right back through that eye. We've dropped the hobble. Okay, I'll do that again. We've got it through here. The rope is tied here. Down here where everything's out of my way from my arm. And then we simply just go to the tail end of this and just start pulling. Ah, come on. Shit. It worked there. I got to trim the edges off this felt. See, okay, go again. And we untie it from the small ring. We go in. This leg would be here. Give it your resistance. Pop it off, and you're free. The animal's free. He'll move away or she'll move away, and you can move out of the way without getting kicked or stomped on. This is a safety issue for you, a safety issue for them. One more time. You put this through, around the leg, put this through, tie or hook here. This then, you just leave it alone, let it dangle. Give yourself plenty of room. Then when you're ready to leave, you just grab it, bring it back. There'll be more resistance because you'll have a leg in there. Snap it and you're free. I built this years ago with the idea that I was alone a lot. If I had to work on these, the last thing I needed was for them to get hurt further, and definitely for me to get hurt. If I got hurt, who's going to take care of them? So that's how I got into this. Again, it's just simply a piece of webbing. This one's 40 inches and met in the middle, sewed across. You could hand sew these if you want to. And then a piece of a 1/4 inch felt in the bottom with a piece of nylon webbing, 1 inch webbing on one of them. See, it's just tied on the little one. Remember, little one. Now the parts of this are like here. If you're going to make this. Here's a 3 inch. This could be probably easier if it was a 2.5 inch. I got to grab the 2 this morning. 2 inch ring. A piece of poly or nylon web. Poly being polypropylene. Okay? A piece of 1 inch webbing or whatever. It doesn't have to be nylon. It could be another little smaller rope. It could be another piece of poly. It doesn't matter. It's what I've got here. Okay, and that's all it takes. You measure around the leg approximately the widest part you're going to want to go around, because you're probably going to want to go higher and come down. Remember, higher and come down. And that'll tell you approximately how long you need to make this. I would double it. I wouldn't do it single. I would double it because there's going to be a lot of strain against the stitching if they get fighting you. Okay, now let me think about that. Yeah, I was not happy when we did at 70, so I decided we just redo this. Instead of redoing the whole video, which I'm having trouble with the program, I decided to do this. Okay, if you have any questions about this or how it works, don't hesitate to give me a call. You'll find our number on our website, or email me. Probably better to call. So thank you very much for coming by, folks. And remember to always ride as often as you can. Get out there, put some hoof prints and horse turds on those trails, but ride safely. I want to see you back here again. We'll see you.